Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Eli and I'm with Adapt Lab. Today we're going to do a quick unboxing video and an installation video all in one about the S13 Haltech Elite series and EMU Black ECU mounting bracket. The best thing about this one is it's a bolt-on solution, so you don't have to worry about drilling or just leaving your ECU sitting on the floor like half the standalone ECU guys I see doing. And then also on top of that, it's for left-hand drive and right-hand drive. So with that, let's start the unboxing. All right, so let's begin our unboxing. First thing you see, some packaging. Let's get this out of the way. Inside the box, we got everything we need all tightly packaged. Bubble wrap, ECU bracket in the back, and all the hardware organized exactly for their purpose. We have two bags for the ECU mounts, depending whether you're rocking a Haltech Elite or an EMU Black. And then the other two bags are for mounting the bracket itself to the chassis. Since you got different hardware, it's obviously going to be utilizing different mounting points on the bracket itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all this off and open this up. Move this off to the side for now. Now that you've taken out your ECU bracket, it's gonna look something like this. First thing to note is that when you go to install it on your car, if you have a left-hand drive car, US spec or whatnot, you're going to be exposing the Adapt Lab logo when you mount it up on the right-hand side of the vehicle, right? And if you're right-hand drive, the logo will not be exposed. You'll put this to the outside of the vehicle. First thing you're gonna wanna do, if you are left-hand drive, you have your Z bracket right here, along with two screws. What you're gonna wanna do is if you're left-hand drive, with the logo facing you, this Z bracket is gonna be pointing the opposite direction like so. So it will be sticking up on the opposite side of the logo. You will run the hardware through the back side, and you're going to need a 3mm Allen key. Snug those down, and do not worry, those screws are not long enough to protrude past the back side, so you won't have any issues with mounting the ECUs. Now, if you are right-hand drive, and this will be mounting on the left-hand side of the car, again, like I mentioned before, the logo needs to be facing you now, and the Z bracket is actually going to go on the same side as the logo. So the Z bracket will be poking up on this side and it will mount that way. Let's start with the Haltech Elite Series ECU. Grab your bag labeled Haltech ECU hardware. Move this to the side. Take all the hardware there. Here we have our mock-up ECU Elite Series. What you're going to want to do is grab an Allen, one of the Allen screws. Supplied, there is rubber grommets. So what you're gonna wanna do, after you put your screw in there, press down on the rubber grommet. Sometimes it is pretty stiff. It's not really self-threading, but what you can do is basically hold the grommet and thread the screw in to the rubber grommet. All right, cool. Now that you got all four on there, before you mount your ECU to your bracket, this is obviously gonna be installed on the vehicle itself. Later on in the video, we're going to show you how to slap this on the vehicle yourself. And then this side is going to be the up side. This will be down. And then your ECU connectors will be facing downward in the vehicle. Pop that on. Got your 4mm Allen. Go ahead and tighten all four corners. And that is basically it for your Haltech Elite series. Okay, now if you have an EMU Black ECU, go ahead and grab your ECU Masters hardware bag. This is going to be a bit simpler. The ECU Masters only supplies one hole for mounting the ECU. So what we did is got your M6 screw here that goes through the entire ECU, and then we have a little stopper here that you're going to want to pre-install. It has a locking tab along with the screw. It's located right here on your bracket. So go ahead and place that down to where it's flush. You're going to want to grab a 2mm Allen key. Once that is done, we have our mock-up EMU Black ECU. This ledge right here, this lip, this is what we were aiming for to press up against the locating tab. Put that right there. Your ECU is mounting to this hole solely right there, so go ahead and line that up. Put your M6 screw in there. Start threading it down. Now for the M6 screw, because the Haltech uses M5 screws, you need a 4mm Allen, and because this is an M6 screw for the ECU, you're gonna need a 5mm Allen key. Go ahead and snug that down. Obviously, like before, this bracket is obviously gonna be already mounted on the vehicle, so make sure you mount the bracket to the vehicle first and then your ECU to the bracket once it's on the vehicle. Now that we've shown you how to mount both Haltech and EMU Black ECUs to your bracket, we're gonna switch to the vehicle now and show you how to install the bracket. So to begin, we need to gain access to the ECU by removing this kick panel first. There are 3 pieces of hardware that you need to remove to expose the ECU itself. Once you've exposed the ECU, there's going to be a 10mm bolt that holds the connector to the ECU itself. Go ahead, remove that. There's another 10mm bolt that holds the ECU bracket to the chassis at the bottom, and another one at the top behind that harness. You can see this angle of the video. There is one right up there. A little difficult to access. Go ahead and remove the 10mm bolt from the connector of the ECU, pulling out the connector itself. To remove the harness, it's just a plastic clip, so go ahead and pull on that to expose the bottom screw for the ECU. Once you remove the ECU, you see the original locations for mounting. You're going to reuse those. Here's the hardware removed. You could reuse these, but we do offer brand new screws. Just make sure that they thread in correctly, as sometimes the holes in the chassis are ovaled out. Here is the new bracket. You could pre-install the top screw, leaving it loose as the hole is opened up on one end, so you could slide it from underneath. Go ahead and install your new bracket by itself. Make sure the ECU is not mounted to the bracket, or it'll make it significantly more difficult to mount the bracket itself. Just as a reminder, if you're using the EMU Black ECU, make sure to install the ECU stop in place. Here you can see that ECU is already installed. Just follow the instructions we showed you prior in the unboxing to install your ECU. Same goes for the Haltech Elite ECUs. Go ahead and install it as prior in the unboxing. Make sure you got your hardware stacked up correctly, and go ahead and install everything in reverse. And with that, that completes our installation and unboxing video of the S13 Haltech Elite and EMU Black bracket. Stay tuned in the future. Subscribe for more installation and unboxing videos of our future products. And go ahead and check out our website at adapt-lab.com, or follow us on Instagram or Facebook. It should be in the link below. Thank you guys for watching.